Well, 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 look who finally decided to show up this week. Let's go see what he's got. It is Pro Tech Catalog July, so hopefully he's got one. We'll see what he's got on the truck.
I'm retired from Justin's videos. No more, never again.
Right, Star Dapper. Star, what's up, Jeff?
All these tools Justin's buying from other people.
Oh, well, you know, you don't show up, you can't get paid, bro.
Hey, I'm not the one trying to retire every 2 days.
Oh, yeah, I got stuff going on. All right, let's see what's up. Well, we got some new Scott family merchandise.
That's right.
Oh, breast cancer awareness. Yo, look at, see, you got a full truck. Would you take vacation?
Dude.
Can't sell nothing because you just don't show. And a beard, too, to boot. Whew.
Get ready for
Yeah,
Christmas.
see?
Look it, hold on. Let's go back. I saw like a clip, and I don't watch too many of Justin's videos. I saw a little clip about like, yeah, I saw this was rebranded, and I was yelling in the background, rebranded and overpriced, rebranded and overpriced.
Speaking of which, you buy a lot of these rebranded products like Monster, and you're a GearWrench guy. Where's the GearWrench toolboxes?
What are you talking about? I'm an independent tool dealer. That's right. I'm not a GearWrench. I sell GearWrench.
Do you not like the toolboxes they sell?
No, the toolboxes that they sell are made by Extreme Tools, which makes the monster boxes as well. But they're going to spend about $1,000 more on the GearWrench ones because the anodization is red on it. You can also get a regular, just aluminum looking finish, but they're still about $500 more.
Nice.
So if you do the monster ones, yes. If you do the monster ones, you have the matte black that's got a little texture, or you have the black and green, and you save yourself quite a bit of money.
Hell yeah, you got July's catalog for Pro Tech?
Yes, I do.
I see you got a lot of this new Monster stuff here. Let's see, TPMS installation kit. Got some torquing items there for torquing them down. This is new floodlight. Couple of these fancy tools. Phew, what is that? Let's see what this is. This is a mini master bearing race and seal driver. That's actually kind of cool, man. So you got different sizes all in one with the strike cap. I can dig that.
It's cool.
Yeah, and then you got a bigger one too, huh?
Branded.
Yeah, but it's sick. I've never seen this design.
No?
No.
I want to say
They're all like in pieces. The individual ones that Shane and I got, like he's got the U.S. General.
Multiple cups.
Right.
And put
So I have
the head for whatever what you want to do.
Screw it on, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I have a Mac one like that I think they were all branded by, or all made by one company and they just rebranded. This is something that came out, I'm going to say Awesome did it, then there was another company that did it, I think.
That is pretty slick.
Oh, that's freaking styling. I like it. Mini one too. They call him Cuba Pete, and he wants to play the maraca beat. They say chick chicky boom, chick chicky boom. What movie? You get points for that one.
I couldn't tell you.
The Mask, Jim Carrey. Oh man. Hey man, everyone's been missing you to keep blowing up my page. Tell me, where the fuck's Jeff? Did you shit can him because of Snap-on? The hell's going on? 3 weeks, no Cool Tool Tuesday? I said, don't worry. He's giving out a whole bunch of these free monster cups just because it's been gone.
It's all free with this kit.
Well,
A free jerky.
it all gets added to Justin's.
Oh no.
Sir.
All right, so you guys asked for him. He's here. He finally showed up this Tuesday. Lots of really cool stuff by Monster. Love those seal and race driver kits. Not sure what those go for. Jeff?
Looking at about $52 for the larger one and about $43 for the smaller one.
That's not a half damn bad deal.
No.
I think I paid, well, of course, out the ask, probably like $150, $125 like 10 years ago for that Blue Point kit.
I think my Mac kit that I bought was right around $100 when I purchased it. So,
yeah. What's new with Milwaukee? Let's take a look. Hang on. Go.
new with Milwaukee, right-angled impact.
Yeah, I've seen people talking and showcasing this on their channel, 1/2 inch.
So I took the 3/8, used it for a couple of days, just playing around throughout shops, everything we were trying to break loose. They were, 14, 16, 18 millimeter bolts. As far as the head goes, they worked fine. I took it home, put a 19 millimeter on it, removed 2 of my wife's lug nuts on our Accord. I torqued them down to 94 foot-pounds, so it removed it without any problem. So I have one that I've sold, and then one that's on demo. So we'll see how they come back. But
I can see that that could be something like a handy tool for like getting down into crankshaft bolts and maybe a couple of suspension components. Gonna be kind of hard though. That head is actually pretty damn big. I think I heard Rustbelt Mechanic talking about how for calipers, not ideal. But I mean, other suspension components, crankshafts, that should work out pretty good.
yeah, on the crankshaft, I think the crankshaft will be a little too much. I mean, they're saying 220 foot-pounds of breakaway. I don't know. I'm thinking realistically, if you're getting 180 to 200, that's really good out of it.
Stubby impact then.
A lot of things that not just Milwaukee. That's where I just hope everybody listens and looks and goes, oh, okay, he's giving honest views on it. Is that they will create their torque specs based off of, oh, it's a 5/8 head bolt, it's a coarse thread, and that's how they're getting 100 foot-pounds out of this, or vice versa, depending on what it is that they're showing. So
Gotcha.
Some companies do a little bit of finagling to get numbers that they want.
All right, final question for Jeff before we get off the tool truck. Have you got the 90-tooth technology locking ratchets?
No. So had a customer actually from you inquire about it, and they've been back ordered. So I have multiple on order, but nothing yet. We're putting big orders together because we're trying to do the other truck. So as soon as stuff starts rolling in, I'll put it on the truck, and then.
I'd love to get me those. I don't know if they do the set yet, the 1/4 inch, 3/8, maybe 1/2 inch, but I'd like to get the set if they do.
They've got listings for everything. They've got
Okay.
a few of the pieces that are available.
All right, rock and roll. All right, guys. Well, if you haven't checked out Jeff, he's got an Instagram page. I will do my best to find that link. Put it down in the description for you. Do we have a ProTech catalog for July?
Yes, we do.
Okay, let me grab that up. And then we'll go back to the garage for beer and bullshit and talk about getting burnt out as a mechanic.
Ooh.
What's going on, everyone? Justin again, as always. Thanks for watching my channel. Welcome back. Cheers to those of you that have your beers. Tuesday's over with. Thank God. Cool Tool Tuesday, right? Finally got a chance to see Jeff. Picked up the ProTech catalog for July. Got a chance to see some new tools from Monster. That seal and race driving kit that he had that was from Monster looked absolutely freaking cool. If I absolutely needed it, I would have totally gotten it. I have a race and seal driving set. Granted, I do have to interchange as I go, whereas these ones you do not. But I will say that's really freaking cool. I may consider it for a future pick-me-up. For right now, I really don't have a need for that. Briefly, I'm going to talk about this 1/2 inch ratchet that we've seen from Milwaukee. I've watched a couple of reviews on it already, as I'm sure you guys have. I think his name's Dan from To Automotive. He recently just got done doing a video. I've seen a lot of the stuff that he was using it on in particular, and I liked his style of video because he was putting it through real-world testing. And I could tell you overall, with watching what it was that it can do, it doesn't do anything really more than the 3/8 Milwaukee version can do. And let's face it, that's got a smaller head design, fits into better spots, and I've used the hell out of my 3/8. The only problem I've ever ran into with Milwaukee thus far has been the battery slop issues. Other than that, that 3/8 version has been absolutely phenomenal. Haven't really had any issues, and most of the stuff that he took apart in his video, I could have taken apart with that. I have no problem reefing on it if I need to crack something loose and running it out. Very rarely do I have to do so. So stepping it over to a 1/2 inch cordless ratchet that really can't do anything too north of like 15 millimeter or even going up towards 17, it just doesn't seem like the trade-off is worth it. You know what I mean? To spend that much money on that tool and have that much extra added weight, it just doesn't seem like it's worth it. At least that's just my opinion about it. Let's go ahead and dive on into the ProTech catalog. Starting off at the front page, and we're going to see some other ones here later in the catalog. How about the Platinum Tech long reach, long handle, 3/8 drive ratchet? Couple of massive tool carts made by Massive Tower and Power. So I'm kind of excited about this Platinum Tech. You know, I might be wanting to pick a couple of those up. Might even send one off to Chris, aka Client Graphics, and I'll put his channel and Dan from To Automotive down in the description for you guys, because I think they have really great channels. They show you a lot of real world testing. One shows you on the job, the other one goes through what its breaking point is. So I think that's pretty cool. We might send one out to Chris and have him go through it. Flipping over to another page, I didn't really see anything too crazy on this one that I like. Going to the next page, couple of circuit testers and hose reels. We got ours from Tractor Supply, which works out great. Getting on over here to page 4, look, the Tracer Products has this leak detection set, and I think there's a couple out there that I would recommend, and if I can find them on Amazon, I'll be sure to put the affiliate link down below. But look, some of these newer UV flashlights are bright as hell. I would compare them very much to the Cornwell one that I bought a few years back that I've absolutely loved. Everyone in the shop uses it. But when it comes to AC dye checking, or if you get those special little dye bottles from like O'Reilly's and you toss them in maybe the oil or the coolant because you can't quite tell where it's coming from, this UV light kit is going to save you. Yes, you do need the yellow glasses, okay? It's really difficult to try to get that good perspective without having them, so I solidly recommend getting some kind of a kit, or at the very least when you buy the UV light, get the yellow glasses too. Then of course we got fans on page 5. Let's jump to page 6. Motorcycle lifts, okay? You can see I got a couple of motorcycles. My motorcycle guys out there, if you have a garage, let's say it's 1.5 cars like this one, or 2-car garage, and you got a motorcycle and you just always wanted some kind of lift, look, they got it for sale in the ProTech catalog. And if I can find anything on the internet that might be worthwhile, I might even post that for you too. These are made by ATD. ATD makes a lot of products out there, not just tools, but also lifts. And for 1,100 bucks, look, I think that lift is actually pretty sick. I would consider getting it. I mean, damn. That's pretty freaking cool. Put the motorcycle up there, get it lifted, do your service, etc. 1,100 bucks. Not a bad buy if you ask me, considering some of the coin that I've spent throughout the years. I would definitely consider getting something like that. Greg, if you're watching from Moto Jitsu, might be something to think about with your garage build. Okay, going over to Channellock. So Channellock makes a lot of pliers, okay? Not just for welding, but also for like electricians when it comes to lineman pliers, cable cutters. They got needle nose. They got big thick gauge cutters that you can get. I mean, made in the USA. I haven't had any issues with the Channellock stuff that I've purchased. I even have these oil filter wrench pliers I picked up from the depot. Phenomenal, okay? I absolutely love those things. Gets into tight spots, shortened handle. Then, of course, we got some Streamlight flashlight. Streamlight's freaking awesome. Now we're going to get into the GearWrench stuff, right? So I love GearWrench. I really do. If I had to pick a favorite tool, okay, there's a time, there's a place, there's a cost. And I would say, yes, Snap-on's definitely overrated. There's certain things that you want that you can only get from them. I would agree with that. Manko, same exact thing. Okay, there are certain things that you can only get from them versus other companies out there. They do come in at a cost. There's a lot of rebranded products out there for sure. Some people are misinterpreting what's rebranded or whatnot, so be careful of that, because some of these products, like I think Clay had an issue where a lot of comments were said that the GearWrench was rebranded Manko, or Manko was rebranded GearWrench. Absolutely not. Big difference, okay? But GearWrench is still a phenomenal product, and it is definitely a go-to for me. If it wasn't for the fact that I have most of the stuff that I need, I would have rather stuck with all GearWrench, because they're just a good price, good value, and overall a good product. Getting into it. Okay, 3/8 swivels. I absolutely loved those things when I had them. Now I'm in the 1/4 inch swivels in the impact version because I use impact quite a bit. They got mechanics kits, which we've seen and talked about before. Try to throw some sets down below for you in the description, because I'm looking to get that big set with the 6-point. In fact, when I get done here, I'm actually going to call Jeff, because that was a purchase that I really wanted to do. A lot of people asking me, how do I feel about the Icon stuff since I've been using it? I haven't had any further issues. It's worked out really well so far, to the point which I've brought them home, and I'm back onto my old stuff temporarily until I can get this GearWrench Master Mechanic set, because I really want to put the GearWrench stuff to use, put it into play, right? So that's why I brought everything home so far that I didn't really absolutely need. There's some specialty stuff that I purchased from Harbor Freight and the Icon lamp that I still use at work, but for the most part, I'm ready to go into another company and put it to work. The flex head ratchet wrenches, those things come in handy. You're going to want some, okay? I've got a couple of off-name ones. I've got some Craftsman, I got some Manko, I've got some GearWrench. I'm going to tell you that it's always nice to have some kind of flex head ratchet wrench with a combination, okay? Open end and box. Why 12.6? In most circumstances, because sometimes you can't always get that perfect 6 hex onto the fastener, and you wish you had double the points so you could put it on. That's why. Does it reduce rounding? Sure. Does every tool manufacturer company out there have a different tolerance, so a different fitment? Absolutely. But overall, I think GearWrench comes pretty dang close when it comes to fitment and sizing. Indexing pry bars. These things are definitely sweet to own, and they get into some really good spots where you can get that leverage and action to pry something loose. Now I got a couple of Manko ones. Shane and my boss actually have the GearWrench edition. They've been using the hell out of them. I just wanted the comfort grip. That's why I went with the Manko over the GearWrench. Nothing personal, just wanted that comfort grip. Okay, going into some more mechanic sets. If you buy this one mechanic set, you get the 2 universal wobble sets for free. That's a phenomenal deal. Their screwdriver sets, above all others, I think include the most variety and they're high quality. I would say that, okay? They don't really round. You don't have to worry about them wearing out prematurely. Jeff's had nothing but good reviews on them. There's a handful of great screwdrivers out there for you to choose from. Double box end wrench, impact sockets. Impact sockets are really nice. I haven't personally owned any outside of the swivel 1/4 inch ones. Maybe that's something we should check out and kind of put the Pittsburgh wobbles off to the side, switch over to GearWrench and see what kind of improvements there are. Nothing real too spectacular on this page, but let's go over to my favorite sunglasses so far, the Spies. Okay, I love these Spies. Jeff started carrying them. I used to be huge into Oakley. Oakley was kind of like my thing. That's what I like to wear. I lost them so much that I ended up buying some cheaper ones. When I was younger, I was a huge fan of Arnett. Nowadays, since I'm kind of all over the place, again, losing glasses, finding them all, I've been very much big into the Spies. Polarized lenses, shaded, you can get them in different colors. They're fairly inexpensive. I would compare them to an Oakley for sure, maybe even better. In just my opinion, okay? Just my opinion. All right, told you we'd talk about the Platinum ratchets that they just developed. So they got short, they got stubby, they got extensions that you could put on them. They got the long, they got the flex head. I don't see a locking flex head in here at all. They got a 2-piece set. Says it goes up to 120 teeth. That's a lot of teeth. That's freaking awesome, okay? A lot of people enjoy having the extra teeth. I know a lot of people that like the GearWrench 120 XP. I think these Platinums would be pretty freaking awesome to try. Hint, hint. Chris, I'm going to see if I can't get one or a couple of them for you to mess around with. Going on to page 15, we got some organizers, okay? So I have these. They're not square, they're hex shaped. I did get them from Manko. I'll throw a little picture down here or something for you as we're going through the catalog and I'm showing you pictures. But I'll tell you, these things are pretty cool, okay? Not my most favorite, but for small fasteners with that huge cup, definitely nice to have. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Tool widget making their way onto the page of the ProTech catalog. I have these organizers. They work out very well for me. I would consider buying more if I needed them. So we're going to hold off on that for right now. But I love the ones that I got. I think I picked them up from Rustbelt Mechanic. He sent them out to me for me to try out. Still to this day, so I sold the Solus Edge. Okay, couple of problems here and there. It still worked well. But it wouldn't connect to certain cars, had issues with the update. We did talk to Snap-on and Garrett about the update and how we can go about doing that. There's a diagnostic center that you can call to where they're supposed to update it. I didn't have any luck per se with that in the past. It's unfortunate we had to take the video down. I can just tell you, yeah man, it's kind of a pain in the ass to kind of get a hold of Snap-on to get the software updates that you need, not just for your scan tools, but alignment machines. So, you know, they used to be my go-to as far as diagnostic equipment. They're really not my go-to now. I've seen a lot better luck and success with the Alltel, and that's why I'm recommending the Elite, okay? There was a Maxi Sys and a Maxi TPMS one that I tried out a while back. Super slow. The Elite, though, that we got a chance to check out from Jeff, freaking awesome. I'd love to have this nice docking station. You get the J-Box to do your software update, Bluetooth technology, nice waveforms, data, and you can get attachments like the scope. You can get a bore scope. You can get a lab scope. It's really much an all-in-one plus all the adapters you're going to need for European and domestic. All right, moving on to the next page. Didn't see anything too crazy here that I thought was worth a standout. Moving on to page 18, how about the Wilton Vices? I've got one. I've been using the hell out of it for years. I'd love to have me another one because one of them's for banging and bending stuff on. The other one's just kind of to hold stuff on place. I'd like to get one to put up there on the welding station, maybe put it to work. Speaking of which, I still haven't really connected up the air compressor. I am looking forward to setting that up at some point in time, busting out the plasma, checking it out, doing some welding or some artistic stuff. We'll get into it. Kinetics, always selling good stuff, man. I've got Kinetics stuff. It's worked out well for me. How about this new company? Nest Thread repair tools and sets. So they got this new design, which I'll throw a picture down here again, where you basically clamp it on like you would one of those double flare tubing cutters, only you just kind of run it around and it rethreads the fastener. Thought that was pretty interesting, so I wanted to share it with you guys. Last page, nothing too crazy. Okay, you got the Astro Light. You got some other company here, Dynabrade, which making a body sander, caulking gun, and a bore scope here on the backside page. I can say the Astro Lights and their tire inflator are super awesome to have. I've got the rebranded Manko one. Shane has, I think, the Cornwell one. I've seen an Astro one. I'm not sure who had it. Somebody's had it. Somebody's done a review on it. But look, it's basically the same thing. Jeff was tickled pink today, man. I went ahead and paid him in full. He was absolutely satisfied. Gave me a little smiley face on my ticket. So now we've got open room to buy. Going into today's topic, I did tell you that we would talk about getting burnt out. Look, man, I don't know what the hell is going through my head right now. I've had a lot of frustrating jobs. It's been nerve-wracking to say the least, okay? Nerve-wracking. And I've had a lot of personal things going on that I'm trying to take care of. I'm trying to work through my retirement, get that all established and set up. I got these big projects at work that I'm trying to get tackled. I got tools everywhere. The one thing that stresses me out is having tools all over the place. Can't find nothing. Get some other job that comes in. Customer waiting, right? And when you get put on multiple jobs, I think it just kind of stacks up and, you know, you become a little bit overwhelmed. And it really just, it takes the fun out of it a little bit for me, especially for doing this for about a decade now. There are certain times that I absolutely cannot stand and just wish to hell that I did not work on cars. Now, it's not an everyday thing. It's not throughout the entire year. But I'm not going to lie. There are definitely times in this profession that I just got burnt the hell out. And I just tell myself, man, if I could have done anything else with my life, this would not be it, okay? When I first started off and I went to community college for this was supposed to be plan B. This was never my plan A. Plan A didn't work out, so I fell back to this. And you know what? I have had some success. I can tell you that in the career path that I've had for the last decade, I've had my ups, I've had my downs, and overall, I feel like I'm pretty successful. I'm in a very, very planted and rooted position with where it is that I work. I make decent money. But yes, working on cars does get under the skin from time to time. Being in awkward and contorted spaces, lifting things that are mildly heavy, trying to stab stuff. You know, just all the BS. You start putting stuff back together, you got to take it back apart because one component had to go before the other. Going through somebody else's nightmare, which they've already taken apart and jacked it up. And then having to go back through and try to fix it. Or like today, I just finished this transmission and transfer case job. Go to start it, crank, 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 nothing. No RPM signal, put it back up in the air. Notice some red tape on their crank signal, pigtail that they have going into the sensor itself. It's wrapped in tape, it's chewed to dick, it doesn't work, so now we gotta wait for a pigtail to come in. I'm off tomorrow, I got stuff that I gotta do, so that means somebody else gotta fix it, verify that the fluid level's good. How frustrating. Was really hoping to get it done. Should have taken me no more than a day to do. It didn't. Took me 2 days to do. Now, I was doing other things in between as well. Services, oil changes. You know, what was the other one I did? A valve cover gasket or something like that. But it shouldn't have taken me as long as it did. And I was asked, you know, what's going on? I was like, look, I'm just burnt out. I'm burnt out. I haven't had a vacation basically since 2005. Outside of certain gaps of unemployment or, you know, being unemployed. Outside of that, I really haven't taken a break. My little trip to Tennessee, very short-lived. Left on a Friday, came back on a Sunday. So let me know down in the comments, do you ever get burnt out? Do you ever get sick and tired of this job? Can you work through it? What kind of things do you do to motivate yourself to kind of get back into the groove? I'd like to know. Thanks as always for watching. Sorry this video was long-winded. I hope you enjoyed today's content. Cool Tool Tuesday back in action. Hope to see Jeff next week. We'll see what he's got going on and if I have any pick-me-ups that I might need. I'm really looking forward to seeing what he has going on next week, and I hope you guys do too. Cheers to those of you that have your beers. We'll see you next time. Doses.